I never know when I'm going to lose my RV. I could be in a tent tomorrow because I can't afford any other type of housing. So day by day, you never know what's going to happen or where you're going to be tomorrow. If you're going to be safe, if you're going to be sheltered, it's scary.
I became homeless. I got kicked out of my home. I ended up sleeping on park benches at first because it was sort of May. And then after that, I just kept sleeping on benches, and I finally got a tent. I got a tent, and then the police came and took my tent down and told me I had to leave. They destroyed my tent.
Homelessness in America is more than a number. It's a crisis touching thousands, even in Oklahoma, a state rarely linked to poverty or social struggles. This documentary asks why the homeless population is growing in a place many see as America's heartland, and more critically, what steps are being taken to tackle it. These are questions we can no longer sidestep. As the crisis deepens, can Oklahoma uncover a solution to this escalating problem before it becomes unstoppable? The growing reality of homelessness in Oklahoma. Homelessness in Oklahoma is more than a number, it's an intensifying emergency. As of January 2025, Oklahoma City reported 1,182 homeless individuals, while Tulsa, the state's second largest city, trailed closely with 449 people facing homelessness. These numbers are striking, but they only hint at the full picture. Each figure represents a person with a distinct story. A mother striving to shield her children, a veteran who served the nation, now struggling to survive on the streets, or an elderly man, once a vital part of the community, now exposed to a harsh reality.
No, I get $1,200 a month, and you can't buy food and live in an apartment on $1,200 a month. No, you can't.
In Oklahoma City alone, 63% of the homeless population resides in shelters. Now 13% are in transitional housing, but the most troubling figure is the 22% who are unsheltered, resting on park benches, under bridges, or in doorways vulnerable to the elements. These individuals face the greatest risks, often unseen and ignored by the public. Why is this happening? The causes go beyond a mere housing shortage or economic slump, though both play a role. The growing rates of homelessness in Oklahoma reflect a fractured system, one that fails to tackle the underlying issues. It's not just about losing a home, it's about the scarcity of affordable housing, insufficient mental health support, and the collapse of safety nets meant to uplift those in need. This isn't solely Oklahoma's problem, it's part of the broader crisis of homelessness in America. Efforts and programs are in place, but are they sufficient to stop the surge? Current measures often seem like temporary patches, unable to address the deeper roots of homelessness. As the numbers keep climbing, it raises a critical question. Can we reverse this crisis before it's too late? The problem is expanding, and it's time for enduring solutions that target the causes, not just the symptoms. The economic forces driving homelessness. A key driver of homelessness in Oklahoma is the mounting economic strain. From 2020 to 2025, rent prices in Oklahoma surged by over 20%, while most workers' wages barely budged. This growing divide between earnings and housing costs has made it nearly impossible for many families and individuals to maintain a stable home. Like many states across the country, Oklahoma faces a critical shortage of affordable housing. Developers chasing demand for pricier homes have failed to build enough low-cost units to support struggling families. Living costs keep climbing, but wages lag behind. This imbalance pushes people, especially those in low-paying jobs, to choose between rent and essentials like food or medical care. For many Oklahomans, this leads to losing their homes either because they can't afford rent or their housing is no longer livable. This is the stark reality for thousands at risk of homelessness, unable to find an affordable, secure place to live. Yet housing costs aren't the only factor driving people to the streets. The problem is more intricate. Mental health struggles, addiction, and scarce job opportunities all play a role. The safety net meant to help through social services, accessible healthcare, or job training often falls short, leaving people with nowhere to go. The soaring cost of housing is a major force, but it's the broader system's failure to tackle the root causes of homelessness in America that has let this crisis spiral. As living expenses rise and wages stagnate, more people slip through the gaps. The question lingers, why isn't the system doing more to support those in need? As we dig into the causes of homelessness, it's clear the issue goes beyond rent prices. It's about building a system that truly lifts up those at the bottom, equipping them with the tools to escape poverty and find stability. But with the current path without bold changes, more Oklahomans and Americans will continue to find themselves homeless. Social and health issues, amplifying the crisis. While economic pressures fuel homelessness in Oklahoma, they don't tell the full story. Many individuals facing homelessness in the state are also battling complex mental health and addiction issues that deepen their struggles. In cities like Tulsa, roughly 28% of the homeless population grapples with mental health challenges, with addiction significantly worsening their situation. The state's mental health system is critically underfunded, leaving too many without the support they urgently need. Resources are scarce, and those seeking mental health care or addiction treatment often face long wait lists or no help at all. For many, this lack of access creates a cycle that's nearly impossible to escape. Shelters already stretched thin by the growing number of homeless individuals are often the only option available. Yet shelters aren't equipped to handle the complexities of mental illness or addiction. Without specialized support, those with these challenges are caught in a revolving door, entering shelters only to leave when their needs go unmet, often returning to the streets. The stark truth is that without mental health services and addiction treatment, many have few options. The streets become their only haven, but without proper care, these individuals can't rebuild their lives or regain independence. So what's the answer? It's not simple. Building more shelters or offering temporary housing won't suffice. We must tackle the root causes of homelessness in America, particularly the mental health and addiction issues driving it. Without effective treatment, those battling these challenges will keep slipping deeper into homelessness, trapped in an unrelenting cycle. To truly address homelessness in Oklahoma, we must invest heavily in mental health care addiction, recovery, and long-term support programs. Until we provide this care, homelessness will remain a lifelong struggle for many. It's time to stop seeing homelessness as the fault of those affected and recognize it as a failure of the system meant to uplift them. Why are people falling through the cracks? With so many homeless individuals, it's natural to ask, why aren't current programs doing more to help? Across Oklahoma, numerous organizations work relentlessly to provide aid. Yet the reality is that demand far outstrips available resources. Despite their dedication, countless people continue to slip through the gaps. Efforts like Oklahoma City's Key to Home program, which collaborates with over 50 groups to provide housing, job support, and mental health care, have brought stability to some. However, these initiatives are often limited in reach and struggle to match the ever-growing demand. In truth, Oklahoma, like much of the nation, is only grazing the surface of what's needed. Even the most effective programs can't scale fast enough to address the rising tide of homelessness. The hard truth is that current resources fall short. Shelters are packed and wait lists for critical services like mental health support and addiction treatment stretch on for months. Homelessness is a multifaceted problem with no simple fix. Many facing homelessness in America grapple with overlapping struggles, mental health challenges, addiction, and financial hardship. These complex issues demand more than short-term fixes. They require holistic, long-term care beyond just a temporary bed. This isn't just a local issue, it's part of the broader crisis of homelessness in America, a problem reaching critical levels nationwide. While initiatives like Key to Home show promise, they fall short of addressing the deeper causes of homelessness. Without significant investment in expanding these services and tackling the systemic factors driving homelessness, Oklahoma's efforts will remain insufficient. The question looms, can the state muster the resources to face this crisis head-on, or will the cycle of homelessness endure, leaving more people trapped with no way out? Of government-led initiatives and their limitations. Oklahoma's government has taken steps to confront the escalating homelessness crisis, but many argue these efforts fall short of meeting the surging demand. The Key to Home program in Oklahoma City, uniting over 50 community groups, offers more than just housing. It provides vital mental health care, addiction, recovery, and job training. This documentary showcases the program's aim to deliver a holistic path from homelessness in America to stable living. Yet despite some progress, the program struggles to expand enough to support the growing number of people in need. The Encampment Rehousing Initiative is another state-supported effort moving individuals from hazardous, unsanitary encampments to more secure housing. While over 350 people have been successfully rehoused, it's evident this initiative can't keep up with the overwhelming need. The lack of affordable housing and persistent funding hurdles remain major barriers limiting these programs' ability to tackle the crisis effectively. Moreover, the wait for affordable housing can last up to 2 years, leaving people trapped in unstable temporary situations. While these efforts deserve praise, they barely address the surface of a much deeper problem. Without greater investment and a unified strategic approach, these programs will continue offering short-term relief, but won't resolve the root causes of homelessness. Community-led solutions and their struggles. Beyond government action, numerous community organizations in Oklahoma are working hard to address homelessness, yet their efforts often struggle to create lasting change. The Key to Home program, uniting over 50 groups, delivers housing, mental health care, addiction, recovery, and job training. While it has achieved some success, its impact is curbed by a persistent lack of affordable housing and limited funding. The program can't scale fast enough to meet the rising need, leaving many without the sustained support they require. Likewise, the Encampment Rehousing Initiative, started in 2023, has helped over 350 people move from unsafe camps to more stable housing. This effort underscores the urgent need to dismantle hazardous encampments, but it also reveals the limits of short-term housing fixes. Without permanent housing options, those relocated often remain trapped in a cycle of uncertainty. Both of these community-led initiatives hold potential, but they need broader backing and more resources to tackle the root causes of homelessness in America. Without increased funding, better collaboration, and lasting housing solutions, these efforts will continue to fall short. My personal perspective, a call for change. Homelessness in Oklahoma and throughout America has reached a stage where short-term solutions are no longer sufficient. Initiatives like Key to Home and the Encampment Rehousing Initiative have made some progress, but these gains feel minor against the backdrop of a crisis far from resolved. To achieve true change, we must overhaul our approach to homelessness. It's not solely about housing. It's about a tangled mix of social, economic, and mental health issues that require a comprehensive, multi-layered response. A vital change is prioritizing prevention. Most programs now focus on addressing homelessness after it occurs, offering shelter and aid to those already on the streets. While this is crucial, what if we could prevent people from becoming homeless in the first place? Early support, expanded mental health care, and assistance for at-risk families could transform lives. Moreover, there must be a statewide commitment to invest in affordable housing. Oklahoma, like many states, faces a dire shortage of homes that serve its most vulnerable citizens. We need to construct more affordable units and provide rent support for those struggling to stay afloat. But the responsibility can't fall solely on the government. Ending homelessness demands a community-wide effort. Local businesses, neighbors, and residents all have a part to play. Until we tackle the root causes, economic disparity, mental health struggles, and addiction, the crisis of homelessness in America will keep growing. It's time for a deeper dialogue that moves beyond quick fixes. Moving forward, what needs to change? The battle against homelessness in Oklahoma demands a bold shift from temporary aid to enduring sustainable solutions. While current efforts offer short-term relief, they fail to tackle the deeper causes of homelessness, which go far beyond a mere lack of housing. To truly address this crisis, we need comprehensive strategies that not only boost affordable housing, but also confront underlying issues like mental health addiction and economic hardship. First and foremost, funding for temporary shelters and affordable housing programs must increase significantly. Current systems are underfunded and can't keep up with rising demand. Shelters and housing initiatives are overwhelmed with wait lists for affordable housing stretching far too long. For example, in Oklahoma City, the wait for affordable housing can last up to 2 years, leaving countless individuals and families in uncertainty. To make a real difference, Oklahoma must commit more resources to expand housing options and ensure they reach those in greatest need. Beyond housing, mental health care and addiction treatment are vital to effectively addressing homelessness. Many experiencing homelessness battle mental health issues, addiction, or both. Yet the support available is often inadequate or disjointed. Investing in those services and weaving them into housing programs is essential. Offering a bed for the night isn't enough. People need access to care that helps them rebuild their lives. Without robust mental health and addiction support, many will remain trapped in a cycle of homelessness, unable to break free. Even more crucial than intervention is prevention. Oklahoma must focus on early action to stop people from becoming homeless in the first place. This could mean better access to healthcare, more affordable housing, and stronger community safety nets. By acting early, we can keep people from falling through the gaps and help them stay stable before they lose everything. Prevention is not only more compassionate, but also more cost-effective over time. To tackle homelessness in Oklahoma and the wider crisis of homelessness in America demands a unified, all-in approach. Local governments, nonprofits, and private sectors must collaborate, pooling their resources and expertise. Homelessness is a shared challenge that calls for collective action. It's time for a cohesive, long-term strategy to transform the future of homelessness and ensure no one is left behind. This isn't just an Oklahoma problem, it's a national crisis that requires our urgent attention and effort. Conclusion. Homelessness in Oklahoma is a crisis that calls for urgent action. Current efforts fall short. Short-term patches only extend the suffering. To create lasting impact, Oklahoma must commit to affordable housing, mental health care, and preventive strategies. The longer we delay, the more lives are touched by hardship. It's time to look beyond quick fixes and tackle the root causes of homelessness in America with bold, enduring solutions. Will we keep turning away from this escalating problem, or will we step up and drive meaningful change? The decision is ours, and the moment to act is now.